Of Australia's grass finches, the most colourful is the Gouldian Finch. The finches of Australia are estrildid finches, grass finches. They are completely different than the European finches, or true finches, sometimes referred to as ground finches. And taxonomically, the Gouldian finch is grouped with the parrot finches. The genus is Erythrura. Here at Silent Creek, we begin our chase for Gouldian finches. Silent Creek is very close to Purnululu National Park, and around it there are lots of grass areas. And this, in combination with the water, makes it ideal finch territory. So here we sat with the boatman, waiting to see if we could strike it lucky with a coloured finch. The Teresian crows kept calling, but it wasn't long before a few small birds appeared. The first finches to come in are double bars and long-tail finches. But look there is a green wing. Yes, we have found our quarry, Gouldian Finch. Not an adult with the rainbow colours, but still, the presence of this juvenile means that the adults will be about. Now, amongst the longtails, there are several Gouldians. They are all immature. Like all finches that eat dry seed, the Gouldians need regular water. Just keep watching that little bit of green hidden behind the finches at the front. There it is, it's now got its head behind a leaf. Look, it has a black head. This is not a juvenile. This is an adult Gouldian finch. Encouraged by this finding, we moved to the other side of the creek and are soon rewarded with one blackhead and one redhead Gouldian and the juvenile. With our hopes high of further adult Gouldian finches coming in to drink, we waited 2 further days, but it was all without success. We moved on towards Wyndham, and here in the Bastion Ranges where the 5 rivers meet. The combination of the wet lowlands and the ranges is ideal finch country. Indeed, this is probably the most populous Gouldian finch area in Australia, and is now under environmental protection. We are here at the middle of the dry season. Only a few billabongs still have water, and it was here that we set up our cameras, hoping to get further video and pictures of the Gouldian finch. Here, a female Gouldian finch. It's black head. The chest is not a deep purple of the male, but a soft mauve of the female. Some of the other birds that came in, the typical black head of the male with a very strong purple chest. There are several males and a juvenile as well. The red-head Gouldian finch is not quite as frequent. It's only approximately 20%, but being the most spectacular is the one that everyone wants to photograph and see. The name Gould is attached to these beautiful finches, but it is not the name of John Gould. It was named by John Gould in memorial to his wife who had died in childbirth in 1841. So the finch was initially named the Lady Gould Finch. In the late 1800s, the first Gouldian finch was displayed at a bird exhibition in Europe. This created huge demand in the aviculture industry, and it wasn't long before trappers were flocking into the northwest to catch Gouldian finches by the thousands. Most birds that were shipped to Europe died en route or died soon after arrival, and very few people could breed them. As the bird was better understood, soon breeding began to happen in Europe and North America. In 1958, the demand for birds from Australia was so big that it is estimated that 20,000 plus birds were captured and sent to the USA. However, less than 1 in 400 of these birds survived the journey. The authorities were becoming aware that these birds were diminishing in numbers, so in 1960 a prohibition was placed on the export of Gouldian finches. In Australia now, the numbers are very few, and this bird is on the endangered list. The decline in numbers was initially trapping, but failure to regenerate is due to several factors. The first is that of loss of habitat, particularly burning of grasslands. After the burning of grass, it takes a while for the plant to actually get the seed to the stage where there is sufficient food for this bird to survive. The Gouldian Finch is the only grass finch that breeds in hollows of trees. With land clearing, there is enormous competition from birds for these hollows, and the Gouldian, being perhaps one of the smaller birds, is the one that loses. The final component that may be causing the demise of these birds is the air sac mite. This parasite infiltrates the lungs, causing inflammation. In the end, the bird cannot breathe and dies of asphyxiation. Unfortunately, this parasite is endemic amongst the Gouldian finch populations. To complete the Gouldian finches, we will now look at some of the younger birds. Here you can see a redhead, but it is partly black. This is an immature redhead. The redhead comes after the black has developed. Now, at the edge of the water, we can see a young immature bird, an adult blackhead bird, and then an immature bird with spotting black and blue on the head. Another feature of young birds is the fact that they have phosphorescent nodules along the bill line. These phosphorescent nodules are important, as this finch breeds in hollows in trees. It is dark and has trouble finding the young, but the glow from the bill shows the adult where to place the food in the darkness of the tree cavity. We will now leave you with this beautiful image of the red-head Gouldian finch.